Hi there, this is Ingrid. Thank you for joining me as always. Today, I want to talk to you heart to heart. I want to talk about energy. How many of you realize that when we talk about spirit, we're actually talking about energy? That energy is who we are, that energy is all around us, that energy is what we partake of. How many of you have ever been affected by somebody's energy? You go to work, minding your own business, doing your own thing, you show up at work, and the next thing you know, somebody pisses you off. Somebody puts you in a bad place because of something they say or something they do. Bump that before you even get to work. What about when you're at home and you're just minding your own business, wake up, trying to make it through the day, trying to just be at peace, and something throws you off? It could be your children, it could be your significant other, your partner, it could be anything, a family member, a relation. Somebody is always seemingly trying to take you off your center. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what is your center? Who are you? Because as we enter into 2021, we need to remember that there are things that we cannot control. COVID-19 has shown us that there are things outside of our control. We don't have control over COVID. All we have control over is how we choose to deal with the things that we're presented with. And that's one of the lessons coming out of 2020 for me, for myself, and hopefully for a lot of us. But another lesson that we need to realize is energy. How can we transform energy? How can we stop being affected by energy? I learned a long time ago that the moment you stop being affected by others and you choose to affect others is when you truly have arrived at a place of growth. Let me say that again. When you stop being affected by other people and you in turn learn to affect others, that's when you're truly growing. I think that's a Buddha philosophy. A Buddhist philosophy is not something that I came up with, but it's so true. A lot of times when I meet people, one of the things that I realize about myself and about others also is that what happens when you come together is not a come together of you and a stranger, or you and a friend, or you and a partner. It's the coming together of energy. What kind of energy is that person bringing to you? What kind of energy are you going into that, interaction with? And then we take that word energy and instead we say emotions, we say feelings, we say, whatever you want to attribute to it, it's still energy. So let's look at the energy instead of the emotion. Let's look at the energy instead of the feelings that we may bring towards something. My recommendation for 2021 is that we start by clearing out energy. We start by correcting our own energy and how we choose to bring that energy to any interactions may have. Clearing out energy is important. How do you do that? You take inventory of yourself. You have to be honest. This year, you're going to hear me talking about my biggest thing ever, because this is who I am. This is what I want to practice. This is what I want to become. I want to become the truth. One of the thing in my practices is I talk about, the first thing you need to do is be truthful. You need to be truthful with yourself first before you can be truthful with anybody else. And that's a big energy. That's a big part of the energy that you're going to promote. That's a big part of the energy that you're going to surround yourself with. And that's a big part of the energy that you're going to actually give away to others or have others come into as they interact with you. Energy is important. How you structure that energy is equally as important. So for me, the energy work starts with you, recognizing where you're at, recognizing, taking personal inventory, saying, you know what, this is who I am. These are the things that I don't need. These are the things that need to go in order for me to become a better creature or a better individual or a better person. And you take inventory and then you deliberately try to get rid of those things. You deliberately work on removing that energy from yourself. Being angry, being violent, being aggressive, being boisterous, being, annoyed easily, being disturbed by other people's problems or other people's issues. That's all the accumulation of energy. Taking away that negative energy is one thing. Reusing that energy and transforming that negative energy into positive energy is a whole different thing. It can be done. That's what love is. Love is one of those forms that transforms energy. It doesn't remove the energy. I remember one time years ago, I met this lady and she and I could not get along. I mean, I couldn't stand her. I would show up to work and I was like, even going into work was like, OMG. I wanted to quit because she was there. And I remember just going home, and at a time I had talked to my ex-husband, and he was like, she can't be that bad. And I was like, you don't have to work with her. And then I realized it was either quit the job, which I really needed at the time, or show up to work and give up and give in. And then I realized, wait a minute, I didn't have to give up or give in. I just needed to learn and understand the energy that she was bringing to the table instead of being resistant to that energy. Does that make sense to anyone? When you resist the energy without first understanding the energy, that's problematic because you don't even know what you're resisting. You don't even know how to deal with it. So the resistance, all the resistance does is a force. You're literally doing this, trying to stop it from coming to you. No, but instead of doing that resisting, I put my hands down. I stopped the resistance, and I was like, you know what? I need to study this being. I need to study this creature, understand who she is and where she's coming from. So I started paying attention. I started becoming consciously aware in that place. And that's what it takes to redistribute energy. You have to become consciously aware of the energy that you're interacting with in order to make a difference or in order to transform that energy. So I listened to her. I even paid attention to her. And over time, we became friends. We became really good friends. And it wasn't that she had changed. She had not changed at all. I promise you, she had not changed. What had changed was my resistance to the energy and my not understanding the energy that she was promoting. The moment I stopped resisting, the moment that I started to understand that energy, the moment the energy did not impact me the way it was before, it flowed around me, moved away from me, but it didn't impact me. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to do this year in 2020. Why is it important to redistribute energy? Why is it important to transform energy instead of resisting energy? Because you will learn the value of, but through the transformation of energy, you're going to learn the value, not just of who you are as a creature of power, but you're going to learn the value of how to help others transform their energy. Isn't that a beautiful thing? That's what love does. Love overcomes everything. When you meet hatred and you project love out, it's not that the egg is not still going to fly, but eventually we're hoping that the eggs are going to stop flying. But when you meet that kind of resistance, and when you go towards that resistance without your own resistance, what happens is you allow that energy to be diffused. You allow that energy to become something better. It's what we do in our relationships on a daily basis. It's how we interact with our children. It's how we interact with our partners. It's how we interact with the world. First, take inventory of self. Then after you've done some work on yourself, you accepted the truth about your own energy and move that energy around, shift that energy and get rid of the energy that you don't need, or transform that energy that you already have into something more positive, which I prefer. Then you can work with other people. Then you can help other people if you so choose. And even if you do not choose, at least your interactions, your life will become more easy for having less difficult interactions and confrontations with others. I believe that that's who we are. We are spirit first and foremost, and human beings secondary. One of my favorite sayings is that we're not human beings trying to be spiritual. We're spiritual beings trying to be human. If you understand the value of that statement, then you will understand the value of doing the spiritual work this year. It's a 5-year, it's a good year. Do the work. Try to understand yourself. Learn your truth first. Dwell in your truth. Transform your energy. Learn how to manipulate your energy so that you can get the best result and the best outcomes, not only for yourself, for those around you. And as you become the thing that you most want to promote, then you can promote that in others and in their lives. My name is Ingrid Felton. As always, thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you as always. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel and telling others about the channel. Please encourage them to come, like the videos, subscribe to the videos, and tell others about what I'm doing here. And remember, this is a year of transformation, of transforming the things that we already possess, the things that we literally can control. See you again. Bye.